On Hip Hop Time, is sitting with BABYLOWSK1 and the OG KWESTA in
Yes,
studio.
sir.
Come on. Lowski, I wanted to ask you a question.
Yeah.
What's more important, identity or evolution?
Identity.
What do you say?
Because like even if you like change everything, it's like what's your staple piece? Who are you? You know what I'm saying? They need to be able to differentiate you from your past and everything. They need to know who you are. You know, it's like an ID, like a little ID. What's your name? Who are you? You can change it, but we know who you are. Your name is very important. I feel that's it. Yeah.
Smart.
Very smart.
Very smart.
Yeah.
OG, what would you say on that regard?
Yeah, pretty much the same, you know. I think identity is everything, you know. But I also don't think the other is in the way of the other, you know. Evolution doesn't mean you must change your identity. So I think identity is the only thing. Evolution needs to come with just times and you reinvention and finding other things and exploring, you know, self-introspection. All those things will make you evolve in any case, you know. But as long as whatever you evolve to, you always just, like you were saying, you know your name, you know what you're about, you know where you're from. All those things are the things that matter at the end of the day, because otherwise it's just words and rap and noise. You know?
Yeah,
but do you ever feel like then identity is something that because you built a strong core identity, right?
Yeah.
You feel like now evolution is something that comes later in your career?
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's throughout the career there's been evolutions, just in small little things, and then maybe as you grow older and as you grow more comfortable into just who you are, that's when you can take a big step or whatever, you know. But it's really just being content about, because with me, it's like I've changed many things just about myself in terms of musically, at least, you know. I came in, I wanted to prove I was the best rapper, you know. And then eventually I was like, you know, hey son, I am already. You know what I mean? And also it's just like, you know, my neighbor don't vibe with my trying to prove that I'm the best rapper. I want to make songs for my neighbor, man. I want my neighbor to vibe to something, you know, when he's in his own personal time. And not because I'm his neighbor, but because that's what he likes. I want to speak to him in the language he understands. I want to speak to him. And so I kind of let loose of this I'm trying to prove that I'm dope type thing, and got comfortable in my skin and said, yo, you know what? Actually, asking out just a katluhung, manang ya rap and marang out just a katluhung and this, and they ting ring you know, but basa katluhung and hoods that are like that, you know? So that's when I was getting comfortable in just who I am and stopped doing and kind of stopped doing it for a reaction of this. I mean, there's that, of course, you know, if we're in a sci-fi, if we're in a this, there's always that thing, you got to prove your stuff, whatever. I come from that, at least. You're the best. Yeah, I come from that culture where the rap was like that. But then as soon as I got comfortable in my skin, I started making music that spoke to the guys I grew up with, the guys I'm always around, instead of seeing it as he goes and he raps and he comes back and he chills. It's like I take that and I go rap that and I go perform that. So there's no part in my life where I feel like, oh, I gotta switch to this. Oh, I gotta switch to that. You know, everything is just me, and that's what identity is. You know, as soon as I added that thing, I felt more comfortable in making the music, and it had been 10 years since I started, and my real first big hit was Bungut, you know, which was 10 years in of trying to tell y'all that I was the best. You know, and then I stopped trying to tell y'all. It's not that I stopped being the best; I just stopped trying to tell you.
Tell us, Lowski, being a young guy, where do you root your identity?
I was about to say, like, who are you talking to? Like, I just understood who KWESTA's talking to. When you you know, make music, who are you talking to? Who's your
core audience?
I don't lie, I make music for myself. I've been like, from the child. I've been, I always have, like, I always made music for myself, you know. But like, I mainly like, I target everybody, I would say. That's why I don't swear in my music too. There's no swear words at all. I don't swear in my music, so nah.
Yeah, he doesn't swear.
I haven't said a swear word in a song since 2023.
That's fine.
Not at all.
Oh.
Yeah, so I target for everyone, so you can play me at every single function if you really like the music and everything. So yeah, I guess it's myself, but it's also like, I find it unnecessary to go on my way to go, you know, speak so vulgarly, you know, play me around everybody.
Do you feel any pressure now, obviously, because you're a new act, right, as well? Like, do you feel any pressure trying to establish a brand at the same time, feel like you're growing up? Right, because we didn't start as young Like, yeah, I think I was rapping when I was a kid. I think, but you know what I mean. I wasn't a professional artist.
You went out here at YFM.
Being like drove here. You know what I mean? I wasn't
Yeah.
dropping at this age, and I want to know: do you feel any pressure now? Like you feel like you're still growing up? Where do you stand?
Anticipation pressure.
Yeah.
I feel like there isn't. I'm not really pressured. Like music wise, I'm not pressured. Like I enjoy making the music. I see the reception. There's always gonna be reception, and I think like there's barely. It always outweighs the hate or dislike. So there's no pressure. I think the only pressure is like getting to the point I want to get to. That's the only pressure. The competition.
You versus you.
Yeah, that's the thing. But music wise, I'm not stressing about anything. I'm chilling. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited.
I guess to both of you guys, what does hip hop now mean to you guys in this era? In 2026, what is hip hop to a new act, and what is hip hop to an OG?
And who gets to define it?
I think
Yo, I want to dub you up with that.
Yo, man, on behalf of all the OGs, please forgive me when I say this, but I think who gets to define it is the newer generation. And it's like the world. The world's changed by the young guys. You know, the older guys are just there for the support and the love and maybe to have built systems or whatever to help push the new generation forward. You know, that's who changes the world generally. It's not even just a hip hop thing. It's just a lot of us just don't want to, you know, make space and just I hate you know what I mean. But yeah, I think the new generation defines it, and what it means to me is really what it is now. Is it's an opportunity for guys to literally actually change their lives. You know what I mean? Like not just oh yeah, I got this dope thing, or there's a trend, or this, that, and the third. Like guys are actually changing their lives. You know, feeding their families and sending money back home and things. You know, getting car, whatever. You know, the rapper stuff. But also it's an actual change in a person's life. You know, like literally from bedroom rapping to songs with Reese. You know, it's like a real life changing sort of platform and a culture, you know, and how it moves forward is that it shapes itself. It'll mold into a thing that maybe some won't like, and then it'll mold itself into a thing that those people who didn't like it. But it's a constantly evolving thing. So to try and keep it a certain way, a lot of guys always go, "Yo, remember 2014?"
No, let's not remember.
And it's dope. I mean, I mean that thing it's fire. That was a very big defining moment or very big defining times, and there's been that, and these are those again. You know, it has to redefine itself. It has to reshape itself, you know, and we have to let it happen.
We have to give it a chance.
We have to let it happen. Fagi 2 cent, yes, gents, I think, but you know, don't force. I mean, I'm literally next year. I'm 20 years deep in this thing, you know, since that's
Yo, it's 20.
And straight,
yo, the OGs are 20 deep,
bro. 20 deep. You know what I mean?
Yo,
and so
man.
And so I can't, in reality, expect myself to. Yo, I need to lead. Everything I get, you know what I mean. I need to sit back, watch, maybe note a mistake. If I know you, hey, I'm at distracts hours.
Ain't that it, this in the man?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but for me, I'm also enjoying just the watching. You know, if I am close to someone, I'll give my 2 cents, having been here 20 years. But I don't know what tomorrow holds and where it's supposed to go. You know, I can only just give my 2 cents and say this, say that, try build character here and there. But I'm not in the driver's seat of where hip hop is going, and I rightfully shouldn't be. I mean, after 20 years, please change the driver. Also, I may want to do something else. You know, I may want to be a professional skydiver or what. You know? And if I don't want to rap, you know what I'm saying?
At that time, like you've had the full life of a career as well. I think growing in as a father as well, you get to have a wide-eyed experience.
Yeah,
you know, like well, a more narrowed experience now. Obviously.
Where you actually, So there's that. I mean, we've been blessed with a long career, which doesn't happen, but it's just not my driving time. I need to watch and maybe give directions where I can. That's all.
Lowski, do you aspire? Sorry, Sliqe, go for it.
What does it mean to you, brother? What does this real hip hop mean to you?
I think
who defines it?
No, I think the only reason why I think the new generation defines is because, like you said, it's progression. It's how it goes. Yeah. The ball rolls every time, you know. So whether you like it or not, there is always a new generation.
Yeah.
You know, it always moves on. Whether 10 years, 20 years, 50, even 100 years, it's always going to change. So that's the only reason why I think it defines it. And, of course, there's new ideas every day, you know. And I feel like at my age, too, there's nothing I can, let's say, for example, from someone that makes music or is new to music right now, just because you're older than me, doesn't mean you know more than me. I feel like a younger person that's been here longer, let's say I'm 25, an 18-year-old has more ideas than me. I've been making these things. He's going to bring in something new, whether I like it or not. So it's like, yeah, I feel like that's the only reason the ball rolls. Yeah, it's change.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't be offended by change. Eh? That's word to the OGs. Don't be offended by change, gentlemen. Chill and watch, man.
You know what I think is
We're
a
gonna
little bit
keep
hard?
it.
Yeah, it's like maybe the provocativeness of the younger generation or this generation makes the OGs feel a little bit uncomfortable. But to some extent, the OGs also had.
Yeah, of course.
whole-
I mean,
You know what I mean?
I think that's what we forget when maybe we get to a place of comfort or,
Yeah.
you know, a complacency where, I mean, you had squad, I can't be rao. Them guys wasn't asking for permission. They was just coming. We would see, yo, we didn't care about Kwaito, what. You know, Selvin would say, hey, forget this Kwaito nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Those guys that we came up looking at were also really fighters of stuff. They were provocative and they were offensive somewhat, you know, and so for us to now feel like one of these new guys are too much and then forget Nati wouldn't ask for permission. We just came in and did our thing and you know what I'm saying? So now we can't be offended now when there's guys who are not asking for permission, who are just going, you know. If we end up in a song in a booth, rap, do your thing, but generally just, you know, don't be offended by the presence of something you may not understand. You know, that's all that is, dog. It's just understand what you understand. When you get asked food, I mean, I've always liked sharing whatever I know in terms of that. But I know that you use what, it's like Iskele, you know, you don't use everything that I say, and what I say is not cast in stone. It's just, as a Khudman Gelati for 2 seconds, I'm gonna take that bit. You know, I can talk for an hour, but you take a good 3 seconds of what I said, one line, and then use that. That's fine. That's my contribution now at this time. I cannot drive the message. So yeah, I mean, for me, it's that, and